Hi, boys and girls. I hope you're doing well today. What we are going to be talking about today for reading is we're going to be talking about figurative language. And I'm sure you've heard the phrase figurative language this year quite a bit from your reading teacher. Figurative language has a lot of different parts to it. And so, figurative language is a lot of colorful words that authors will use to just enhance or make writing better. And so, there are a lot of times phrases that you don't normally take as what they would normally say just because if you would take them for their literal meaning or the way that they sound, it would make for something really silly or it wouldn't make sense. And so, authors like to use figurative language to help you grow your imagination and to help you see writing and something a little bit more exciting than just saying, something like I'm sad or I'm happy or it was easy. When you say things like a piece of cake, that means easy, but it sounds a whole lot cooler than if you say just easy. And so the figurative language we're going to focus in on today are going to be proverbs and adages. And you'll see on my screen that I have a little picture going on that kind of describes the different ones. Proverbs and adages are both figurative language and they're very similar to each other. And then it also has idioms on here because I feel like in fourth grade we've really hit idioms a lot this year. And so I want to kind of compare proverbs and adages to idioms. Um, so an idiom, is an expression that doesn't literally mean what the words say. So like I already said the phrase a piece of cake, it doesn't literally mean a piece of cake. So I said if I would say the test was a piece of cake, it doesn't mean that I was sitting there eating cake while I was taking my test. It means that it was something really, really easy and I feel like I did well on it. And so we've done lots of different things with idioms this year. You had your idiom dress up day where we got to talk about them and figure out what different idioms were. We use phrases that are idioms all the time in our normal language just because it's more colorful and exciting to say it that way than it is to say it in its general way. Proverbs and adages are also figurative language. Just like similes, metaphors, hyperbole, those are all figurative language as well. Proverbs are like it says on my screen, it says it's a saying that offers advice or instruction on how to live your life. And so it's a lot of those phrases that maybe your parents or your grandparents might say. If you look at the example that's there, treat others how you want to be treated, I bet you've heard that phrase before. That's a proverb. It's just telling you how to act in life or how you should behave or ways that you should live your life. And so proverbs are frequently advice or instruction about life, or don't judge a book by its cover. Doesn't mean that you literally look at a book and decide if you're going to read it or not. Don't judge a book by its cover means that sometimes you can look at someone or look at something and think that it's not as cool or won't be very good, but then once you start doing it, it's going to be really awesome. Or it could be, you look at someone and you think, oh, they're not going to be a very good friend, but then when you get to know them, they are one of your best friends. Um, an adage is a proverb, but it gets a little bit more specific about your life. So it says an adage is a statement that expresses some kind of truth about human nature or how people behave. So proverb kind of offers advice in general about your life. Adage gets a little bit more, there are a lot of times phrases that are used even more frequently. So things like practice makes perfect, like it says on there. I'm sure you've heard that one. Um, or beauty is in the eye of the beholder. That's another one where it could mean that whoever is looking at it may see it as beautiful, but not everybody else does. Okay. Some other good examples of proverbs and adages that you've probably heard, or maybe not. A watched pot never boils. Okay. So that one means that sometimes it takes a long time for something really fun or something really excited that you're looking forward to happen. Or you live, you learn, meaning mistakes that you learn throughout life can teach you what to do in the future. Okay. Um, some other ones that you could have would be a stitch in time saves nine. That's probably one you're thinking, that seems a little strange. Okay. A stitch in time saves nine means that if you do something in a quick way, it's going to save you from having to do work later. Okay. So if you just get in and get focused, you can have more time to do fun things later. Hmm, that might make sense for e-learning, right? If you just a stitch in time saves nine. If you really focus in and get your e-learning done, then you have all that rest of the afternoon to play. So, figurative language is something that is super colorful and exciting in writing. It's what makes it good. So, when you're writing stories, use idioms, use similes, use metaphors or adages or proverbs, things like that to make your writing a lot more exciting. Okay. Now, what you're going to do next is you will see on your assignment list that you have a Google form to fill out. You're going to see on that Google form that you have a sentence that you have to read and find the context clues to figure out what that proverbs or adage means. Okay? Like I said, they're very similar to each other. All right? Once you're done with that, you'll turn it in. Good luck, guys.